Okay, so you're thinking about making a move to Seattle, Washington in the upcoming year, but you're not sure if Seattle is actually the best fit for you. You know, maybe you don't want to live in the city, or maybe you're just in search of an area that's a little bit more affordable. Whatever the case may be, don't worry, Seattle has a ton of great alternative suburbs near the city that might work for you. And that's exactly what we're going to be discussing today. I'm going to go over the top 5 suburbs of Seattle that I would choose if I was making the move to Seattle. Now, I'm not going to make it simple and just pick the top 5 most expensive neighborhoods either. We're going to break it down by budget. We're going to go through 5 different suburbs and 5 different price points, just so you know which ones you definitely need to have on your radar. By the time you're done watching this video, you should have a pretty good list of areas that you need to definitely be considering when making that move here to Seattle. Now make sure you stick around till the end, because I'm going to throw in a bonus 6th suburb that you're not going to want to miss. So if you're ready to learn a ton more about where you should live when you come move to Seattle, stick around because we're getting after it right now. Okay, we have a fun one for you today. Let's get started and not waste any time. Now, before we dive into each one of these individual cities and areas that we're going to be talking about today, I want to give you just sort of a kind of a local lay of the land here in the Puget Sound region, just so you kind of know how real estate values in this area work. Now, when we're talking about Seattle on the west side and Bellevue to the east side of Seattle, the further north and the further south that you go away from those two respective cities, the more affordable real estate is going to be, the lower the cost of living is going to be. So just keep that in mind. The further north you go and the further south you go from Seattle, from Bellevue, homes are going to be more affordable. So just want to make sure you know that. And the first city that we're going to be talking about today, and this is actually the furthest away from Seattle that we're going to get in today's video. And this is a great city where affordability just meets up with the picturesque setting and natural beauty of Everett, Washington. All right, Everett is located about 29 miles north of Seattle, which, if you're commuting to Seattle on a daily basis, that might not be ideal for you. But if you are planning on working in the north end of the Puget Sound region, Everett may be a great option for you. Or even if you are working in Seattle, but maybe you're only commuting a couple days per week into Seattle, Everett might not be a bad choice, okay? So to get into Seattle, with traffic, you know, you're going to be looking anywhere from 60 minutes to 75 to 90 minutes, okay? It's not going to be pretty if you're doing it on a regular basis, driving in rush hour traffic. Now, you do have options with the train. You know, you can jump on the Sounder train, which takes you about an hour each way, but it's kind of nice. You're not having to commute in traffic. You can, you know, just sit on the train and do your work on your laptop and do that. But that might be a little bit easier for you as far as commuting goes into the city. But like I said, if you're working up north, then Everett is a great option. Now, Everett is known for mostly its aerospace industry. It is home to Boeing, and Boeing has actually their largest manufacturing plant in Everett. So about 25% of Everett's jobs that are offered come from Boeing, right? Now, Boeing isn't the only manufacturer or the only employer in Everett that provides a lot of jobs. So there's also a really heavy presence of healthcare in Everett, as well as education. So it's not just the aerospace industry. You do have a lot of options in the healthcare industry as well, but you know, there's a lot of surrounding cities that also have a lot of employment in that area. So the local economy in Everett is very strong, which, you know, makes the desirability very high. You know, unemployment rate is low, poverty level is low in Everett, and just, you know, makes it a really great place to live. So we're gonna talk about the real estate in Everett. You know, a lot of the neighborhoods in Everett are gonna be a little more established. You know, you're not seeing as much new construction in Everett. You will find some if you're looking for it, but Mostly established neighborhoods that have been there, some early 1900s, 1950s, 60s, 70s. So you're going to see neighborhoods that have been there a while, and just really, really nice homes in some of these neighborhoods. Not all of them, of course. Every city kind of has its not so nice areas, but Everett has just a ton of great areas. Now, if we're talking about home values, now we are going to cover 3 different numbers, okay? And this applies to all the areas we're going to cover, right? We're going to give you the median sales price for homes in these cities, but we're going to give you 3 different categories. The first one is going to be all types of homes. So we're looking at single family homes, townhomes, condos, all grouped together, what that median price is. And we're also going to take a look at condos and single family homes by themselves, just to kind of give you an idea of what those homes are going to cost. Now, if we're talking about all types of homes grouped together in Everett, the median sale price for homes in Everett is right around $586,000, which very affordable if you're comparing that to Seattle, which is right around that 815 mark for all types of homes. But much more affordable in Everett, and some of that has to do with it being in Snohomish County, where Seattle is in King County. But yeah, you'll just see from that first number right there, you're going to get a lot more home in Everett than you would in Seattle or the further south that you go. Now, if we're talking just single family homes, you're going to be looking around $625,000 for the median sale price for detached single family homes. There's also quite a few condo options available in Everett, and if you're looking for a condo, $377,000 is going to be that median sale price for condos. So very affordable and lots of great homes in the Everett area. But let's jump into my computer. I'm going to pull up the MLS, the multiple listing service. Let's just take a look at a couple of those homes that fall in that median price range, just so you can get an idea of what kind of homes you're going to be looking at. Okay, so let's jump into the Northwest MLS real quick, and I'll show you a few single-family homes that represent the median sale price in the city of Everett. We're not going to take a look at condos today, just because, let's be real, a lot of condos they kind of look alike. So let's just stick to the single-family homes for today's video, and yeah, give you an idea of what you can expect at that median price point in the city of Everett. So I just picked 3 real quick that were right there in that middle price range. Now remember, single family homes, median price point is around $625,000, and this home was listed for $650,000. They've reduced the price, and we're seeing that quite a bit in this market. If homes aren't priced right initially, then we're seeing price reductions, but it's down to $619,000, $990,000, or essentially $620,000. And this is a 4-bedroom, 1 3/4 bath, 1,428 square foot. Decent sized lot, 7,405 square foot lot, but nice 1-story house. Let me just kind of pull up the pictures real quick, just to give you an idea of what you can expect. So, looks like it had some recent updates to it. Looks like it could use a little more here and there, but decent little starter home. Let's go to the next one here. If we're looking at here's another 1-story home, priced very similarly to that one. This one is listed at $625,000. Just came on the market today. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 3/4 bath, 1,298 square foot, with a little bit bigger lot size at 7,841. And this one was built in 1981. I forgot to look at that previous one. That was built in 1969, so not too far apart in age. And if we're looking at pictures here, looks like it has a newer roof, exterior painted, has been painted recently, it appears. And yeah, just has some decent updates to it. The kitchen looks like it's been updated a little more recently than the previous home. So this one looks like it probably will get some activity quickly based on what I'm seeing in these pictures. I wouldn't imagine this would be on the market too long. So $625,000. Let's go to the next one here. We're looking, here's a 2-story home. This one was built in 1992, so a little bit newer. We have a 3-bedroom, 2 1/2 bath, 1,522 square foot home. Smaller lot, we're looking at a 4,356 square foot lot size, but this one's listed for $668. Again, 2-story home, a little bit more modern compared to those other two, but let's just take a look at the pictures here. Looks like it could use some updates, maybe some baseboards, some paint maybe. Looks like the kitchen probably hasn't really seen many updates since it was built. Maybe they updated it in the early 2000s, but yeah, probably could use some updates. So, but yeah, this is a really good snapshot of just what kind of homes you can expect in the Everett area at that median price point. Okay, let's jump into our next city here, and this one brings us a little bit closer to downtown Seattle, a lot closer to downtown Bellevue, and that is Renton, Washington. Now, Renton is located about 12 miles just outside of downtown Seattle. Like I said, it's closer to downtown Bellevue as well. You're looking 10, 11 miles from downtown Bellevue. So if you're working in either of those two areas, you are pretty close, the way the crow flies, I guess like they say. What you do have to deal with is traffic, all right? So traffic in the Seattle area is notoriously awful, and just something that you have to deal with around here. Rush hour traffic just makes it a mess, and especially on Interstate 405, which kind of runs right through Renton. Now, if we're talking no traffic commute times to get into Seattle, you can get into Seattle 15 minutes. You can either jump across 405, jump the I-90 bridge from 405, or you can go the south route 167 all the way into Seattle from I-5. Either way, 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops without traffic. Now, if we're talking commute times, rush hour traffic, here could be 45 minutes to an hour or more. And that's just because 405 is just kind of a nightmare. Now, they are in the middle of doing a expansion project or widening 405 south of Bellevue to Renton. So when that's complete, that should ease things a little bit, but it makes it kind of a nightmare right now. And getting into Bellevue can even take you 45 minutes to an hour, and you're only 10 miles away. So that's kind of the tricky thing about Renton. You are conveniently located, but traffic is the kind of the big black eye for Renton, I guess you could say. And other than that, Renton is, served by the Renton School District. And I forgot to mention for Everett. Everett is served by the Everett School District. So if you're, looking for your, kiddos, more information on school districts, Everett is the Everett School District. Renton is going to be the Renton School District. Now, Renton has a pretty strong local economy as well. Boeing also has a manufacturing plant in Renton, not quite as big as the Everett plant, but they do have a presence in Renton as well. They also have Kenworth Trucking Company, owned by PACCAR. That's also located in Renton. And Renton is just really close to those other cities, like I was saying, Seattle, Bellevue. So lots of employment opportunities really near Renton, and just a great place to live. If we're talking home values, the median sale price for homes, if we're looking at all types of homes, we're looking around $692,000 for all types of homes in Renton. If we're looking at just single family homes, we're looking around $768,000. And if we're looking at just condos, we're going to be right around that $385,000 mark. Now, let's jump in my computer again real quick, open the MLS, and I'll show you what you can kind of expect to get in Renton. Okay, we're back into the MLS here. I have 3 homes pulled up in Renton that are really good. Give you a good idea of the median sale price in Renton. Now, this first one here is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's 1,780 square feet. Decent sized lot with 7,740 square feet on the lot size. Looks like this is your traditional 2-story built in 1990. Take a look at some pictures. Here's a quick tip for you guys real quick, kind of aside from these houses here. if your real estate agent and you're going to sell your home takes pictures that look like this, fire them. You need professional photography when you're listing your home and trying to show your home in the best light. These pictures are awful, but it still give you a good idea of what the home looks like. But that's just a little pro tip for you there. Do not take pictures like this with your own cell phone or your agent's own cell phone. Get professional photography done. So, decent sized yard here. Yeah, that's a nice flat backyard. Really kind of showcasing that right off the bat. Yeah, it's looks like it had some decent recent updates. Hard to tell from the blurry pictures here, but you know, not a bad idea of you know, what you can get sub $700,000 in Renton. Let's go on to the next one here. Yeah, that one's listed at $695. If I didn't mention that. This next one, much better photography, as you can tell, a glaring difference in just those two photos right there. This one is a 3-bedroom home, 2 1/4 bathroom, 2,100 square feet, and lot size is right around 5,722 square feet. Now, this one is listed at $749,000. It's, like I said, traditional 2-story home built in 2004. And let's take a look at the pictures real quick here. So, you know, you just, the difference of high quality professional photography is just glaring. So just make sure you get professional photos done when you're trying to sell your home. And yeah, it looks like it kind of has like a circular floor plan here. Decent updates, it looks like, you know, maybe in the early 2000s it was updated, but, you know, pretty nice home for $749. Let's go on to the next one here. And this one is listed at $775,000. And this is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,150 square feet, and lot size 7,392. Another 2-story home built in 1987. Yeah, I think I forgot to mention, as far as like what types of home you're going to expect to see in Renton, it's not uncommon to see a lot of homes built in the 60s, 70s, 80s. A lot of these 2-story homes, you'll see a lot of split entry homes as well. So pretty good mixture. You know, downtown Renton, you're going to see a lot of early 1900 built homes, so smaller homes right there in the core of downtown Renton. But when you get up into these other neighborhoods, Fairwood, the Highlands, Kennydale, you know, you're going to see a little bit newer, but still very well-established neighborhoods. But this last one, yeah, I think I went over all the details, 2,150 square feet, and let's take a look at some pictures here. Yeah, it's, you know, looks like it's been cared for pretty good. Probably could use some updates pretty soon, you know, some older updates, 15, 20 years, I imagine. But nice house, and again, just to kind of give you an idea of what you can expect in that price point in Renton. Of course, there's much higher. You know, you can get up into the $1 million+ range in all of these cities, but I wanted to just show you what the median price point gets you in these areas. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. My name is David Sappenfield, local real estate agent, and on this channel, we make new videos every week about what it's like to live here in Seattle and surrounding suburbs. And if that's something that you would like to learn more about, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Tap the bell for notifications so you could be alerted each time we drop a new video. One week it might be a neighborhood vlog tour. The next week it might be a top 5 list of areas that you want to avoid. So if you don't want to miss anything, make sure you hit subscribe, tap the bell for notifications. You know, we get reach outs all the time from people just like you looking for help to make their move here to Seattle. We absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making that move, whether it's next week or next year, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Happy to help you make that smooth move to Seattle. Contact info is popping up right there below. Just reach out. We'd love to help you out. All right, let's get back to the video. Okay, for our next city, let's head a little bit north of Renton, and that takes us to the city or suburb of Bothell, Washington. Now, Bothell is located about 22 miles northeast of Seattle, a little bit closer to Bellevue. You're looking around 12 to 13 miles north of Bellevue. So commuting to those east side employment centers is going to be a little bit easier, you know, if you're in that high-tech field, you know, maybe working in Kirkland, Redmond, or Bellevue, Bothell's going to be pretty convenient for you. If you're talking commute times with traffic, you're probably looking anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes to get into Bellevue. The nice thing about the east side and the 405, even though it does get kind of messy on there during rush hour traffic, you do have the option for carpool lane, like a HOV pay lane that you can pay to drive in to get to your destination a lot quicker. That option is not available on I-5, the west side going into Seattle. But you know, if you're in a big hurry and you need to get to somewhere on the east side, you can jump in those HOV, the pay lanes to get there. So a little bit more convenient if you're living in Bothell, if you do work on the east side. And when I say east side, I mean the east side of Lake Washington. That's Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland, you know, those areas right there. Now, if you are commuting into downtown Seattle or somewhere around Seattle, it's going to be a little bit longer for you. If you're talking rush hour, we're probably about 45 minutes to at least an hour to get to and from Bothell in rush hour traffic. Might not be a bad idea to consider light rail options. You know, the area, you know, the Puget Sound area does have a pretty extensive light rail system that is under construction currently. So, you know, you can always drive into your nearest light rail station, jump on that, and then get into Seattle that way, which might, you know, kind of alleviate some of the traffic headaches that you would deal with getting into Seattle. So, and that's expanding further and further north. Believe by fall or late summer or fall of 2024, they should be open all the way up to Lynnwood. So it's going to be much more convenient to get around the whole Puget Sound area once that's all open and completely expanded. Now, Bothell, it sits in two different counties. So to the south, we are in King County. To the north, you are sitting in Snohomish County. So it's kind of divided there between the two counties. And school districts, Bothell's actually served by 3 separate school districts. To the south, in that kind of the downtown area, up to the Canyon Park area, maybe a little bit further, you're going to be served by the North Shore School District. If you're looking at the top kind of northeast section of Bothell, that's going to fall under the Everett School District. And then there's a little tiny sliver in the northwest corner section of Bothell that actually falls under the Edmonds School District. But that's like very, very small. Most of it's going to be North Shore and that Everett School District. But just so you know which school districts serve Bothell, that's what we're looking at. Now, not a whole lot of big employment opportunities in Bothell, but you are conveniently located to these other cities. So, you know, it is a convenient place to live. Newer housing in Bothell. If you're, you know, looking for newer construction, you can definitely find it a little bit easier in the north end of Bothell. In the south end of Bothell, it's going to be more established neighborhoods. Yes, there is new construction, but you know, the further south you go, the more established these neighborhoods are going to be. And of course, like I said in the beginning of the video, the further south you go, the more expensive it gets. And that's the same within the city of Bothell. 98011, the south, you know, downtown area, that's going to be your kind of most expensive prime area of Bothell. Now, if we're looking at Bothell as a whole, all types of homes, the median sale price is going to be around $1,025,000. So a little bit of a jump up from what we were talking about here previously. And if we're looking at just single family homes, the median sale price for single family is going to be about $1,128,000. And then if we're looking at just condos, we're looking at $595,000. So, really a great, I love Bothell. Bothell is super conveniently located. You can get to so many places. You're right next to Woodinville. But just, yeah, I think it's definitely something worth considering if you're in that price range. And, you know, if you like newer homes, you know, you're definitely going to find it in Bothell. The kind of caveat to that with these newer homes in the Bothell area, a lot of them have smaller yards. So don't be surprised if you see newer homes with smaller yards, smaller lot size. So let's jump in the computer. I'll kind of show you what you're going to be expecting in that median price point. Okay, let's jump back into the MLS here. I have 3 pulled up in the city of Bothell that are really, really good examples of the median sale price here. So, first one we're looking at is listed for $1,050,000. And this one is in the Maywood Hills neighborhood of Bothell. So kind of that south portion of Bothell, closer to the downtown area. Much more established neighborhoods in that area. This is a 4-bedroom, 2,320 square foot home on an 8,400 square foot lot. This one is being listed for $1,050,000, like I said, and it's a 1-story with a basement that was built back in 1961. I actually toured this house before it was redone and completely renovated, and they have done a fantastic job with this actually. Really, really nice updates. Love the solid hardwood floors here, but really just a cool house in a great area, not too far. I would say just, biking distance to downtown Bothell. I guess walk if you really do like to walk. It's probably 3/4 of a mile or so, but really, really a cool house. So that's a good example, something a little bit older, a little more established here in Bothell. The next one we're going to be looking at here, this one's closer to Mill Creek, so a little bit further north in that north section of Bothell. This one is a 4-bedroom, 2,629 square foot home on an 11,326 square foot lot, listed for just below $1.1 million. And this one was built in 2005, your traditional kind of 2-story home here. Looks like some power lines behind the home, so that's not awesome, but just something I noticed there. But a little newer, more modern, newer build. Not a whole lot you would have to do when moving into this one. So nice kind of open concept floor plan. Love to see the kitchen. Kitchen looks like it's in pretty good shape. And just a nice house, good size, 2,600 plus square feet. And then if we go to the last one here, this one is also kind of in that north end of Bothell. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2,490 square feet. Big lot on this one, 23,522. So just a little over a half-acre lot for this, listed at $1.1 million, built in 1979. And just kind of flip through the pictures real quick. Nice big lot, room to stretch out. Pretty recent updates, I'd say within the last 10 years or so. That's a pretty cool little atrium, like sunroom there. I like that. So lots of room. Little bit, varying styles of homes in Bothell. Like I said, the further south you go, you're going to find more established, a little bit older homes. When you head up to this north part of Bothell, this one being built in 1979, most of them are a little bit newer than that. In the north end of Bothell, you're going to see 2000 and later usually, but this one is kind of an outlier. But that's what you're going to get in Bothell at that median sale price. Okay, so if we're heading from Bothell and we go a few miles to the south, we run into Kirkland, Washington. And Kirkland, Washington is really, really convenient if you work somewhere on the east side. Now remember, the east side is like that Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland area. Lots of high-tech jobs centered on the east side, and if you live in Kirkland, it just makes it really, really easy to get into Redmond, into Bellevue, and of course Kirkland if you work for maybe Google or one of the other high-tech companies that call Google home. And if you're working in Bellevue, it's about 5 miles to the north of Bellevue, which shouldn't take you too long. Depending on what part of Kirkland you're coming from, it could be as simple as a 5-10 minute drive. With traffic, maybe 20 minutes. So super convenient. A lot of the times you can even avoid the highways to get around on the east side. So really, really easy for east side commuting. Now, if you work in Seattle and you're commuting from Kirkland, couple different options. The easiest would be to go over the 520 bridge, and if you're going that way, Seattle's only about 12 miles away, and The thing about the 520 bridge though is that it's a toll bridge. You have to pay a fee to cross it. And if you want to avoid that, then you're going to have to head south on 405 and go across the I-90 bridge, which is going to add a little bit of time to your commute, but you should be able to get into Seattle within 30 to 45 minutes. If you're hitting rush hour traffic, that can turn into an hour pretty easily with the traffic on 405. So, way more convenient if you're on the east side, working on the east side, and don't have to travel over into Seattle. But still one of the top suburbs for sure in the Puget Sound area. Kirkland is serviced by the Lake Washington School District, and Kirkland's located in King County as well. So cost of living is a little bit higher in Kirkland, of course. And if we're, talking about cost of living and housing prices and what you can expect to pay, for all types of homes, the median sale price for homes is going to be right around that $1.1 million mark. And if you are looking at a single family home, and you're probably right around $1,405,000. And if you're looking at just condominiums, then you're probably right around that $625,000 mark. Now, I will say, you should be able to find quite a few condos in the 400 to 500 range, especially in the Juanita neighborhoods. If you're a little bit further north into Kirkland, you can definitely find a lot cheaper. That median sale price is just kind of getting skewed by a lot of like really nice waterfront condominiums in downtown Kirkland that are way more expensive. But you can definitely find a lot of good condos in that 400 range, no problem. 2 bedrooms, pretty easy. So yeah, Kirkland is awesome. You're located right in the kind of the heart of all the tech companies, Microsoft in Redmond, really close. A lot of, high-tech jobs in Bellevue. So really, really convenient. So let's jump into the MLS. I'll show you what you can expect as far as housing goes. Okay, we are back in the MLS here, and I have 3 that I set aside that are pretty close to that median sale price here in Kirkland. This first one is a brand new construction home in the neighborhood of Houghton, which is right next to where the Google headquarters are. So if you're a Google employee and you want 0 commute time, this is probably going to be something maybe you want to consider. A little bit of a smaller house, so if you have a big family, probably not going to work for you. But this one is just a smaller little 2-bedroom, 1 3/4 bath. It's 1,172 square feet. Small lot. Just under 3,000 square feet for the lot size, and this one is priced at $1.299, so $1.3 million for this one. But brand new home in the neighborhood of Houghton here. Let's pull up the pictures here and kind of show you. Really a low maintenance lot. It's just kind of a little enclave of looks like 8 homes here, and just smaller lot sizes. You don't have a whole lot of yard work, but if you want that modern living, conveniently located next to work, this might be a good option for you. Let's go on to the next home here. This one is listed at $1.375. This is in the Rose Hill neighborhood, so up a little bit closer to the interstate, the 405 there. And this one's a 3-bedroom, 2.25 bathroom. It's 2,129 square feet with a lot size of 7,206 square feet. And this one was built in 1996. And just kind of your traditional 2-story home, priced at, like I said, $1.375. Let's take a look at the pictures real quick. So nice and light and bright. So not a whole lot of work needs to be done. Maybe some kitchen updates soon. Looks like it probably hasn't been updated for the last few years, but nice, well-established neighborhood there. Let's go to the next one here. And this one is also in the Rose Hill neighborhood, so super convenient for highway access. This is another new construction home. This is a 4-bedroom, 2 1/4 bathroom. 1,771 square feet with a lot size, nice size lot, $21,929. This one's listed at $1,590,000. And like I said, this is a new construction home with, let's take a look at the pictures here. Again, it's going to be that kind of low maintenance lot. You don't have a lot of yard, but if you're just more into the modern living without having the hassle of taking care of a yard, then, you know, this might be something that would interest you. So nice and modern, really nice. But yeah, just 3 quick examples of what you're going to find around that median sale price in Kirkland. Hey, we'll get back to the video real quick, but I have a quick question for you. You know, we've been getting reach outs from quite a few clients lately, some of them coming from Southern California, had one come from Kentucky, one from Texas actually. I'm curious, if you're thinking about making a move up here to the Seattle area, what part of the world are you coming from? Drop it in the comments down below. I'm super curious. I just want to see, you know, where you're at. You know, are you in the United States? Are you up in Canada? What part of the US are you from? Just seeing quite a bit of California traffic coming through lately, but just curious, if you're watching this and you're thinking about making that move, drop it in the comments down below. Love to hear where you're coming from. Okay, back to the video. Okay, heading just a little bit further south from Kirkland takes us to our next city, which is Bellevue, Washington. Now, Bellevue is a great place to live. If you're interested in living there, you have to have a higher budget and ready to write a bigger check because Bellevue is pretty expensive. Located about 10 miles to the east of downtown Seattle, Bellevue is one of the more sought after, popular places to live, especially for high-tech workers working at Microsoft, Google, or any of the various tech companies in the East Side region of the Puget Sound. Now, we'll get into the median prices in a minute. I don't want to spoil them quite yet, but it's a little bit more expensive, you know, because Bellevue is it's really the downtown city is up and coming, you know, new construction all over the place, high rises going up. The way Bellevue looks now compared to 10 years ago is, you know, the skyline just like isn't even recognizable. Bellevue is growing so rapidly, and it's a really great downtown area. You know, you have Seattle to the west, but a lot of the times in Seattle, sometimes, you know, people's biggest complaint about Seattle these days is homelessness and crime that you get in downtown Seattle. You don't have barely any of that when you go to the east side and head to Bellevue. So cleaner cities, cleaner streets, you know, you just feel safer, and you know, it's really where people love to be, but you definitely pay for it. Now, Bellevue is served by the Bellevue School District and is in King County. So let's talk about prices here. Now, if we are talking about all types of homes in Bellevue, you're going to be looking right around 1.4 million. If you're looking at just single family detached homes, you're almost to 1.7 million, just right at that 1.68 million median sales price for single family homes. And then for condos, you're looking right around $650,000 median sale price for a condo. So a bit higher, but let's jump in the computer. We'll take a look at what you can expect in Bellevue. Now, when you're shopping in Bellevue looking at homes, a lot of the times, you know, you're going to see older homes, way more established neighborhoods. So it's not uncommon to see homes in the 40s, 50s, 60s. I don't know what we're going to see looking at the market right now. When we pull it up, we'll see what is available and active right now. But for the most part, you're going to see older homes, and the ones on the lower end, you know, the $1.1 million, $1.2 million range definitely need fixing up. So let's jump in and see what we got. Okay, we have 3 homes pulled up here in Bellevue. Let's check them out and see what we're looking at here. So the first one is going to be listed at 1.2 million, and this is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,950 square feet, and the lot size is 8,480 square feet for the lot size. So nice, big, flat corner lot. Built in 1962. Looks like this is a split entry. Yes, split entry home. This one actually just came on the market, and I'm guessing it probably needs some updates here. Let's take a look at the inside, but based on this price, yeah, so it's definitely hasn't been updated anytime recently. So kind of like I was expecting, in that 1.1, 1.2 range, you're gonna be getting something that's probably gonna need a little money put into it, and that's what you're seeing right here. Let's head on to the next one. This one is listed at 1,375, and this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1,730 square foot on an 8,400 square foot lot. And this looks like another split entry home built in 1956. And let's check this one out real quick. Nice treed lot. Oh, nice. It's updated pretty nicely here. Flooring, all the walls, looks like they put some recessed lighting in there. The kitchen looks like it's been nice and updated. A lot of the time with these split entry homes, the kitchen is closed off and separated from the living area with walls, and on this one that's been removed and has that open concept kind of flow that today's buyer is looking for. So this one has been updated really, really nicely. Now let's head to the next one. And here we have a 3-bedroom, 1 3/4 bath, larger home. Looks like this is probably a 1-story with a basement, 2,540 square foot, and it has a 9,600 square foot lot, and listed at 1.389. And this one was built in 1968. Let's check it out, see how it looks. Really nice flat lot from the picture that we're seeing here. Okay. So decent updates. Yeah, looks like maybe 10 to 15 years old or so. So, if someone wanted to come in and kind of freshen things up, they could, but definitely wouldn't have to by any means. Ready to move in and is livable as is. But yeah, listed at 1.389, and in Bellevue, it's easy to go into the $3, $4, $5 million range pretty quickly. But this is giving you a really good idea of that median home price. Okay, on to our bonus suburb here, and we're going to be heading back up north just a little bit, and that takes us to the city of Lynnwood, Washington. And Lynnwood is located just about 16 miles north of Seattle, which is pretty close. If you're making that drive into Seattle every day, you're probably going to be looking 45 minutes to an hour if you're doing it through rush hour traffic. If you're doing it without traffic, pretty easy to get into Seattle within 20-25 minutes, no problem. But traffic definitely plays a role all around the Puget Sound. So about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Now, with the light rail system that I touched on a little bit earlier, they're planning on having a light rail station in Lynnwood. So at the Lynnwood transportation station there, they will, that's their northernmost stop that's in the plans right now. Eventually it'll head up into Everett, into that area, but that's probably like 12, 13 years away. But the Lynnwood station should be opening up in summer or fall of 2024. So right around the corner. And what does that mean for the Lynnwood residents? Well, it means that you're going to be able to get up and down the I-5 corridor a lot easier. And if you're trying to get into Seattle, I believe the transportation time stop to stop is going to be about 28 minutes from Lynnwood to Seattle and back. So really convenient if you can wait until the light rail stations open up, and it's really gonna help out Lynnwood just tremendously, and can't wait for those to open. Lynnwood is in Snohomish County, and it is served by the Edmonds School District. And if we're talking about housing prices here, we're gonna look at, for all types of houses, we're looking around $750,000 for the median sale price in Lynnwood. If you're looking at just single family homes in Lynnwood, you're probably going to be looking around $775,000. And if you're looking for condos, you're going to be right around that $525,000 range for condos in Lynnwood. So let's jump into the computer and I'll show you a few homes in that median price point. Okay, we have 3 homes pulled up in Lynnwood here. Want to give you a good idea of what that median sale price looks like up here in Lynnwood. So our first home is going to be a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,055 square feet on a lot size of about 7,400 square feet. Now, this one is listed at $764,000. It was built in 1999, and it looks like it's just kind of your traditional 2-story home. Let's check out the pictures here. Looks like it might need a new roof soon, just based on the pictures, but nice and updated on the inside. I like that. A little office space there. So yeah, nice and bright, big tall ceilings. Let's see the kitchen, a little bit of a smaller kitchen. So decent updates. Yeah, so that's a good start for us here. Let's move on to the next one. This is a new construction home. Now it's definitely smaller. It's almost kind of falls in line with kind of like a townhome living. It looks like it kind of has the vertical living, but it's a detached single family home. This is a 3-bedroom, 3.25 bath, which has 1,883 square feet, and it has a lot size of 11,326. And that seems really big, but maybe it's shared. I'll have to look a little bit further into that, but really nice, new construction, modern, and you can see here, I'm guessing the lot size is that whole lot and for the whole community there. But really nice, you know, got that waterfall kitchen there, really updated. It's what every buyer likes to see. So yeah, new construction right at that, you know, just below 800,000. This one's listed at 799,000, but let's move on to the next one and see what we got here. We have a 4-bedroom, 1,979 square feet, 3 bathrooms. Lot size is a little bit smaller, so 4,356 square feet on the lot size. Also listed at 799,000, so just under that $800,000 mark. This one was built in 2003 and looks like a tri-level. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yes, that's a tri-level, and yeah, pretty updated. Probably could use a little bit. Definitely has some unique colors, and if you like that, that's awesome. But yeah, nice granite countertops and, you know, cabinets and stuff. You know, maybe if those were lighter, those might be a little more attractive to some buyers, but nice nonetheless. And yeah, just a good idea of home prices in Lynnwood, or what type of home you're going to get in Lynnwood at that median price point. Okay, so from Everett all the way to Renton and lots in between, we covered quite a few different suburbs here in the Seattle area. And, you know, these are the ones that, you know, if I was making that move to Seattle, I would target these areas. If I had, you know, each price range, those are the suburbs, the cities that I would be taking a look at. And, you know, if you want more information on any one of these cities, look at our channel homepage. We have multiple videos on each one of them, from vlog tours to pros and cons. Check them out. They're all on the channel page. And, you know, we have new ones coming up every week as well. But if you're thinking about making a move to Seattle or one of these surrounding suburbs, give us a call, reach out, shoot us a text. Our contact info is popping up right here. It's never too soon to give us a call, whether you're moving next week or next year. We're happy to help you make that smooth move to Seattle. And hey, if you want even more information on living in Seattle and the surrounding areas, click on this video that's popping up right here.